old Japanese woman just tore me a new one, bro. She just bent me over and ripped me a new bunghole straight up. Dude, I go to the sauna, the onsen, the sento, the bathhouses at least once a week here in Japan. I've been here for 3.5 years now. I go so many times. And there are a lot of, just like everything in Japan, there are a lot of rules. There are so many rules. Everywhere you go in Japan, there are signs all over the walls, usually not in English. Signs all over, at least 2, 3, 4 signs about some type of rule. Don't wear shoes here. No talking in this, no talking in so many different areas. And you're not allowed to talk in the sauna. You're not allowed to talk in certain baths. You're not allowed to talk in this area, whatever. Like, don't run the faucet for too long. Don't do this, do that. They're just like signs everywhere with all types of rules. Things like, I don't even know off the top of my head, like things that you won't even be able to imagine. I'm pretty sure there are things that seem normal to me since I've lived in Japan for a while. But if someone from America were to see these rules, he'd be like, damn, like, y'all really got to write that on the wall and tell everyone like it's really that deep. But for Japanese people, these things are really, really serious, man. They have so many rules here. Anyways, I'm going to the sauna and I've never made this mistake. I've lived here for 3.5 years. I go to the sauna hundreds of times, but today it just wasn't on my game, man. I was thinking about something else. And so when you go to a bathhouse, there's like a little step up like this before you enter. Or usually it's inside, I think, but sometimes it's like a little bit outside. Either way, at the sauna that I went to today, I haven't been there too many times, but I've been there before. I didn't realize I had already stepped up, because it's a really small step. I didn't realize I had already stepped up onto the shoes off area, and I still had my shoes on. Honest mistake, because I wasn't even inside the building yet. Didn't even realize, made a mistake. And I only got like 2 steps in. It must have been like 1 second. And this lady opens the door and comes out and just yells at me. She's like, "Kutsu de agaranai de." And I was like, oh, like, don't come up here with your shoes on. And I was like, oh shit, and like jumped off really fast. And I was like, "Sumimasen, shitsurei shimashita." Like, excuse me, I was rude, I'm sorry. And I like turn around and I look up and she's just staring at me like this. And she's like, "Kitanai desho." Like yelled, like, "That's dirty, isn't it?" And I was like, shit. I was like, "Sumimasen." I was like bowing and shit. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Because, you know, I did something stupid. They don't like you wearing shoes in a lot of places in Japan, especially, you know, like in the house or in a bathhouse, somewhere where it's supposed to be clean and sacred and all that. So yeah, dude, I made a big mistake, big no-no here. And, you know, I was stupid. So anyways, I take my shoes off and, you know, I'm paranoid as fuck. After last week, I was taking a video. Somebody came up behind me and punched me in the back of the head. I'm paranoid as fuck about people walking around me while I'm taking videos. And I'm trying not to get anybody's face on camera. But anyways, I walk into the place and the lady's sitting behind the desk and she's just like shaking her head and mean mugging me. And again, I was like, "Shitsurei shimashita." I walk up, I'm like, "Otonari ryokin to sauna onegai shimasu." Like, 1 adult fee plus the sauna fee or whatever, please. And she doesn't say anything. She just like slams my shit on the table, like a towel and a sauna key. And then I was like, I don't know, like I still like want to apologize more. So I was like, "Chū shite kurete arigatou gozaimasu." Like, thank you for warning me. "Shitsurei shimashita. Korekara kiyotsukemasu." Like, I'll be careful from now on. And she didn't say anything. She just like slammed my shit on the table. And then she was like, "Owattara modoshite." Like, when you're finished, give me the stuff back. And I was like, and I walk in anyways, went through my sauna stuff. And then when I came out, she was gone. I think her shift must have been over. But this is something, I've talked about these cultural differences so many times on my channel where it's like, there's some type of rule. Like in Japan, they love their rules, man. They love their rules. And there's going to be some type of rule that maybe you see as arbitrary or stupid or like why does that even matter so much? Like, is that really, this lady was yelling at me like I just killed her family. Like I just threw her children into shark infested waters and danced around and laughed about it. Like, she was pissed. She was red in the face, everything. She raised her voice at me. This lady was not happy. And I'm like, damn, all I did was take like 2 steps up, like onto the little thing with my shoes on. Like, I said sorry a bunch of times. I said I would be careful from here on out. I even looked around for like a little towel to like wipe my stuff up with. I didn't see anything, but like I would have, like, whatever. And frankly, I mean, I don't know that this is going through this lady's head, but I could take a guess. I mean, I don't really have too much evidence to support my claim, but I would guess, I don't think it would be super surprising if she was thinking like, all right, I live here in this kind of quiet town in Japan. She's probably retired, and this is just what she does, like part-time, works at this little quiet little sauna, bathhouse area. She just wants to sit there, and she's got like her news going on the TV as she's doing it. And it's just pretty much old Japanese people coming in and out. They all know the rules. They're all respectful. They all don't wear their shoes inside. And she just lives a really simple, quiet, easy life. And then, I'm not saying this is just exclusively past Corona when all the tourists started coming to Japan, but I'm sure, like more foreigners start coming, and people who don't have this culture of always be reading the air, always be looking out for all the signs everywhere, right, with all the rules written everywhere. Can I wear my shoes here? Do I have to take my shoes off here? We're always thinking about this shit. And probably more foreigners like myself come and they make this mistake because I live 26 years in the United States where I'm not thinking about taking my shoes off all the time. Can I wear my shoes here? Like in Japan, you have to take your shoes off before you go into a bathhouse, before you go into a sauna, before you go into certain Japanese, like traditional Japanese restaurants, before you go into certain cafes, all types of different establishments here. You have to take your shoes off there. And this is like not anything that you would ever think about in the States, being like, dude, I gotta take my shoes off in here? Like, what the fuck? And sometimes, like I said, it's hard to realize like where the point is where you can stop wearing your shoes or whatever. But there are all these signs written everywhere, and they're all in Japanese. And I can read Japanese, which is fine, and I do my best to read all the signs. But hey, sometimes you just make a mistake, because I didn't grow up with this culture where I'm always thinking about where I need to take my shoes off. And this lady's probably thinking like, I just want to live my simple life here, fucking, like I said, sipping my coffee, watching the news, giving change to old men that walk in and out of here and go about their business and take their baths. And now we got these foreigners coming in, dirtying up the place, wearing their shoes onto the little platform where you're supposed to take your shoes off. And now we got to come out there, and most of them probably don't even speak Japanese. So she yells at them in Japanese, and then they don't understand what they're saying. And then they get into a big argument, and there's a lot of confusion. Luckily, I understood Japanese, so it was fine. Well, it wasn't fine. She was pissed, but I got that, and I immediately said sorry, and I took my shoes off and all this shit. But I can't necessarily say that I blame her for getting angry at me. Like I said, to an American, it feels really ridiculous, and just like she's doing way too much that she was so angry about something like that. But I have to remember, I'm in their home. This is their culture. This is how things go in Japan. There are going to be mistakes that you make that you see as just an honest mistake, like something that you just weren't thinking about. And frankly, like a lot of the people here, especially the old people who have seen Japan with way less foreigners, and they love their country, and they don't speak any English, and they've never interacted with foreigners before. They're like, I don't give a shit if it's even one foreigner. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I just want to live my simple life where everybody speaks my language, and I just go about my work, and nobody's violating the cultural rules. I don't want to have to put in extra work to accommodate a foreigner for no fucking reason. That might be what this lady's thinking, and I can't really blame her for thinking that shit. This is something like I'm going to do my best. Obviously, I'm not going to make that mistake again, because she yelled at me, so it's probably a good thing that she yelled at me like that. I definitely feel shame, and I understand the Japanese shame culture after experiencing, I've understood that for a while, getting shamed for a lot of dumb shit that I've done out here. But to me, it's like, damn, I was trying my best. I made a mistake. I said sorry. Like, what else do you want, lady? But, like I said, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. It doesn't matter if they want you to do something, if they're not comfortable with you here. A lot of these people feel like, this is just my country, and I don't give a fuck. I don't want to have to even move a single extra finger for a foreigner who doesn't understand the rules here. Like, it's just, it's not their job. They don't owe me that. They're not obligated to accommodate me or be nice to me or be welcoming or even warn me in a more polite manner, a more forgiving manner. They're not obligated to forgive me. And I was kind of upset too, because I was like, damn, like I said sorry, like I said thank you for warning me, like what else does this lady want? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I piss someone off, if I am rude to someone in their area, like I entered her space and I was rude. I made a big big mistake here in Japan by wearing my shoes in there. it just doesn't fucking matter to them, you know? And it doesn't matter that I apologized. She's not obligated to forgive me. You know, it's kind of like the, isn't that like something that, like, people say in therapy or whatever, like, if you're going through all your past mistakes and trying to find all these people that you want to apologize to, they're not obligated to forgive you. You can do your best, apologize to them, but if they're still pissed off at you, like, that's, that it is what it is, and you have to move on. So yeah, man, it's definitely something that's difficult about living here. I've made similar mistakes before, and I made mistakes. I wouldn't say they were necessarily cultural mistakes. Like, I made these mistakes because I was a foreigner. But, back at my old job, I had this angry boss. I've talked about him many times on my channel. And this dude was the same way. It's like you'd make a small little mistake, and he would just go the fuck in on you. And he would just, like, go and go and go. And, things that I learned in language school here is, like, how important an apology is here in Japan. They always say, like, we literally had a class, or maybe it was a full week, on how to apologize in Japan. It's like you have to, like, lower your head. You have to say... you have to say the lines. You have to say first, like, I was bad. Then you have to say, like, I'm sorry. Then you have to say, I was bad somehow. And then you have to say what you will do from now on or whatever. It's like, I was like, shitei shimashita, sumimasen, whatever. Like, I was rude. I'm sorry. And then I said, like, kore kara kiyotsukemasu. Like, from here, I will be more careful or whatever. Like, you have to do all three. You have to bow your head. And you can't just say the words. Like, you actually have to believe this shit. And you have to bow your head. And you have to put on the whole act. And we went through classes, I remember in my language school, of how to apologize in Japan and how important it is, and, like, in what situations at work where would you apologize for. And I remember specifically in the textbook, there was this thing where it was like, in this situation, it's not actually your fault. It's actually your coworker's fault. But, like, your boss comes and blames you for something, you still have to apologize. And I remember being like, what? Like, I still have to apologize? It's not even my fault? And they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter in Japan. We still apologize. Even if it's not your fault, like, that's the culture here. You still apologize. And I was like, damn. And then I told these stories where back at my part-time job, my boss was really pissed at me for, like, literally simple, innocent mistakes that I made a few times. And I just apologized and I apologized. And it seemed like the apology wasn't doing anything. It wasn't helping me out. It seemed like it would have been better if I was just, like, apologize once and then move on about my day. Because something that I've noticed, and people even brought this up when I posted that video, a few people brought this up in the comments. They're like, dude, if you apologize too much, or if you, like, make yourself look like too much of a bitch. I mean, this is probably true anywhere in the world, but especially in Japan with the culture here, like the power dynamic culture and the apology culture and the shame culture. If you apologize too much and there's someone manipulative above you or someone who, is on a power trip, they realize, oh, this is someone that I can take advantage of. This is someone who I can push around. This is someone who I can bully a little bit. So obviously I would say if you did make a mistake in Japan, of course, dude, apologize and do the whole thing. Say, like, hey, I was wrong. I'm sorry. From here on out, I'll be careful. But I think it's careful to not over apologize, because I have definitely noticed that. I've noticed that within my own experiences and the experiences of my peers as well. It's like, if you apologize too much and you start being that person who's just apologizing for everyone, it seems like the person above you who's, like, going in on you, they're like, oh, like, I can just keep pushing this person around. It, like, which is crazy, because, like, the reason that you apologize is, like, smooth things over, say, like, hey, I'm sorry, like, I'm going to be better from here on out, and to, fix the relationship a little bit better. But to fix the relationship and make things a little bit better. But something that I've noticed is it doesn't always, I would say even most times, it doesn't work like that. It seems like you apologize and then people are like, oh, I can take advantage of this motherfucker and I can start bullying this motherfucker around a little bit. Now, of course, like I said earlier today, like I did make a mistake and I did apologize, and I do feel bad for that. I'm going to do everything I can to not make a mistake like that again, even though, like I said, dude, like, to me, it's like, as an American, like, that doesn't really seem like that big of a deal, but it doesn't matter. I'm in their home. These are the rules. This is how Japan does things. If that's how they do things, then I'm going to do it. And if I don't like it, I can go home. So, of course, like, that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to be here forever. I'm going to go back to Japan, or back to America eventually. But this is just, like, one of the cultural differences that I want people to be aware of. I mean, you guys hear me talk about it in my videos so many times, right? I'm always in my videos saying, hey man, in Japan they have rules. In Japan they don't like when people do this, they don't like when people do that. I'm always trying to be careful of not filming people. I'm always looking around. Is someone almost in my shot? I gotta be careful, don't get someone on camera. Even with me, as careful as I am in Japan, I still make mistakes like this, and then people do not fucking like it. People get really, really pissed off. So that's just something I want people to think about when they're coming to Japan. Like, dude, there are a lot of fucking rules here, dude. More rules than you could ever imagine. And most of the time, like, they're gonna be like written somewhere. A lot of times they won't be written, but if they are written somewhere, they're not even gonna be written in English anywhere. So you gotta read Japanese and you have to read these rules. And this is something that, like, a lot of the foreigners who don't actually do the super Japanese culture style things don't have any experience with, because most foreigners here that I talk to, I'm like, hey, do you like the sauna? Do you like going to the onsen? They're like, oh, dude, I got to get naked around a bunch of other dudes. I don't want to do that. That's so weird, bro. That's not my culture. That's so Japanese. Loud as fuck. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, that's true. But like, you came here to Japan. Did you come here to Japan to like learn about the culture and get uncomfortable and be Japanese, or did you come here to Japan to just like fuck around with your foreign friends all the time? So you know, but that's the price you have to pay. If you're going to try to actually get involved in the culture, you're going to try to overcome this cultural gap, get through the language barrier. You're gonna have these uncomfortable situations like I had. I mean, of course you can come out here and just hang out with your foreign friends all the time and go to the English speaking bar, go to the hub, date the girls who only speak English or whatever. Then, like, yeah, you might have a little bit more of a comfortable life here. But if you're really trying to get out of your comfort zone, learn the culture, see the world, change your perspective, grow, challenge yourself, then you're probably going to have some uncomfortable situations like that where you piss somebody off, even completely by accident, and you know what, they're not happy about it. And this is something that, it's like, as much as I think that lady should have been a little bit more easy on me, a little bit more forgiving, it's not really her job, dude. And it's clear to me that many people don't want me in this country. And as hard as I even try, as my American self, as hard as I try to be Japanese and to speak the language and to just be accepted by people here, a lot of people just don't want me here. A lot of people, in as hard as I try, I'm gonna make mistakes. Even though I'm trying with all my effort, I'm gonna make mistakes. And even if I make these innocent mistakes, a lot of people don't even care if it's an innocent mistake. They don't want to deal with it. They're not obligated to allow me in here and be nice to me and kiss my ass and go the extra mile to support me and be extra nice to me all the time. So this is something that just for me, for myself, that's, you know, this is Japan. Follow the rules here. Do your best to follow the rules. Do your best not to piss people off. And if you guys are okay with doing that and constantly following all the rules, then hey man, congrats to you. I hope you have a great long life here in Japan. I love Japan. I'm super happy to be here. I respect the people, and I've said this on my channel many times. This is what I want people to remember. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Japan, do as the Japanese do. Now, does that mean that I love doing as the Japanese do? No, not at all. I'm actually very uncomfortable doing a lot of things that I'm expected to do as a resident in Japan, attempting to be Japanese, but I'm still gonna do it. That just means if I don't like doing the Japanese thing, being as Japanese as possible, I can go home. I'm not gonna be here forever. So while I am here, I'm going to do everything that I can to be as Japanese as possible, to respect the culture, to follow the rules, to respect the Japanese manners, and also tell my foreign friends to follow these rules as well, because I want everyone to have a better life. The Japanese people and the foreigners and me as well, of course. You know, when the foreigners do dumb shit out here, it makes me look bad as well because I am a foreigner here. So if you don't like it, you know, that's fine, but while you're in Japan, still try to follow the rules, still be Japanese. And if you don't like it, you could just go home. Like I said, for myself, in a few years, I'm gonna eventually head back to America. I've tried it. I found out that the culture, you know, isn't really for me. But while I'm here, I'm gonna do my best to respect the culture in every single way that I can and protect it. So those are my thoughts, guys. This is how I was a dumbass today. Some lady yelled at me, tore me a new one. I hope you enjoyed the story. My name's Young James, guys. YUNGJMEZ@gmail.com. If you want to send me an email, if you want me to talk about something on camera, if you have a video topic for me, I appreciate that, guys. Hit me up. Also follow me on Instagram, Young James on Instagram, YUNGJMEZ. If you guys wanted to donate to support the channel. Link is in the description, guys. If you donate $5 or more, you get a link to the Discord. Kofi, you get a link to the Discord. Thank you, guys. Peace out and take care.